it's Monika and Edgar from hopkiwi.com, and in today's video we are gonna talk about 1 year of pandemic on the Gold Coast. How it was, how it is now. It's gonna be basically like an update. What is happening and how the life is now on the Gold Coast with all the COVID-19.
Yeah, a lot of my friends is asking me about how is the situation here. In my country is bad, like in a lot of countries in the world, still the situation is really bad. But however, Australia has managed to control the situation. There was rules that they closed the states. You cannot go to different states. In Mexico, you can still travel everywhere. We've never closed really the states or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
The lockdown was if you could afford it, because in Mexico a lot of people don't have the money or the savings to just stop working for 3 weeks or for 4 weeks, So
So here in Australia, they manage COVID-19 pretty well. So in few cities they added lockdowns. In Melbourne was like the really long one. I think it was 100 or a little bit more than 100 days of lockdown, which obviously, people were affected, the businesses were affected. Now we have few short lockdowns here in Brisbane and in Perth, but it's just like 5 days.
Yeah.
So nothing crazy. But what is interesting, those cities, they start lockdowns with really few cases. So it's not like in most of the countries that they are waiting for 1,000 cases per day to actually do something.
Mm.
Here they did lockdown in Brisbane with 4 cases. In Perth they closed the whole city just because of one person with COVID-19. And some people criticize those decisions, but to be honest, when you see on statistics, we don't have many deaths. Like here in Queensland, where we live, there was only 6 deaths people during the whole pandemic time, which is actually really good result. That's not many. And
of course there was situations, for example in Melbourne there was people protesting against the lockdown, but I think in general the people understood the situation, and most of the people stay at home. And at least here in Gold Coast we never use mask. They never put that kind of laws that you have to go to the shop with mask or stuff like that. No, everything has been quite normal here, and I think it's because it's a small city, and as well we are quite separated from the big areas. Now Brisbane is 1 hour or something from here, and the biggest city after Brisbane will be Sydney,
which is like really far away, different state.
Like 6 hours?
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah. So basically how it's here and how it was on the Gold Coast. So in 2020, obviously shops were closed as well for quite a long period of time. The cinemas were closed, or the amusement parks, and all those places, you couldn't really go to those places. But still, you could wear a mask if you want, but it was not obligatory. Now as well, we don't need to wear a mask. If you work in hospitality or in some restaurants or cafes, sometimes they will require you to wear a mask from time to time if there's some new cases around, but it's not really necessary. So that's something good. You don't need to do it. Obviously, you need to sanitize your hand everywhere. So you're gonna get sanitizers in the shops and the cinemas, everywhere, which is good. We actually should keep it that way forever. But what else? Now everything actually is working like it was. So all the shops, restaurants, and we have now February 2021. So everything is back to normal basically.
Yeah, well, still there's some restrictions when you cross the border. Last time we got lost a little bit in the city and we ended up in the other state because Gold Coast is very close to New South Wales. that is the different state. So you can go out, but when you come back, you need to have a permission from the state. So we were like, we're screwed. But yeah, wait, it was half an hour and we get the permission and we came back. But yeah, in general, it's been okay. I think restaurant owners were affected and the hotels were the most affected ones. But yeah, normal, like people that is not working in that industry in tourism, I think it's been okay. It's been the same, you know.
Yeah, so now, yeah, like we said, everything is kind of back to normal. Obviously, there are still some restrictions of on traveling, so it's pretty hard, yeah, if you want to go out and leave the country and then come back. Actually, you cannot do it now unless you are Australian citizen.
Yeah.
But still, you need to have a special permit, and that's quite complicated. But now you can slowly start traveling between states, which is great because you can.
And I think with New
further.
Zealand.
Not anymore.
Not anymore?
Yeah, so there's that kind of situation that they sometimes open the border for a moment with New Zealand and then they close it. And as soon as there's new cases in Australia, New Zealand is closing the border because they are doing really, really great job over there, so they don't want our cases in New Zealand.
But yeah, I think that's gonna be the first country that Australia will open the borders with. No? It's been like that. For all the students that are asking, I've seen a lot of people asking on the social media about if they can travel this year. I think it's not gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen until next year. The vaccines here in Australia, they haven't started vaccination as well. At least in my country, a lot of people is like, oh, we don't get vaccines, what is happening, and the government is wrong. It's everywhere, that situation, I think. No, even in your country, I don't know if in your country they start vaccination.
Yeah, so in Poland, we start already in January, so we have the first age group, which are the oldest people, we are already vaccinated, so that's great. Here in Australia, there's no vaccine yet. We've heard the news that the Pfizer vaccine should arrive here in the end of February, and probably in March they're gonna start. But as well, we don't know how it's gonna be for us because we are here on the student visa, so we are not quite sure how the process is gonna go for us with vaccine. We need to check that. But really, it's not that crazy to be worried about that vaccine now. Maybe if you want to, let's say, go to a different country for holidays or visit your family, probably it would be good to have vaccination, but let's see how it's gonna go.
Everything has been alright here. I hope in your country as well. I hope all these situations stop soon. Okay, well, thank you for watching, guys, and subscribe, give a like if you like this video.
And leave the comment below what you think and how is the situation in your country, and if you've been affected, no? If you're maybe coming to Australia soon, and and see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye.